Welcome and good morning from Putnam Park Road Course at the 3rd annual MOTORVAULT Invitational. There's going to be right about 60 cars overall throughout the entire weekend, 3 different run groups, everything from Backdraft racing roadsters to Miatas to full-on track-built Vipers. It's going to be really fun. We're going to be checking all the sights and scenes out, talking to a couple owners of these cars, and seeing what this is all about.
That's a lot of fun. You don't see people doing that too often.
I did it for an hour to give up car one.
It's just after 8:30, and the first group is about to go out. The green group, the newbies. It's going to be really fun seeing everybody get their first time out on the track. And then we're going to go from there to the yellow group, the intermediate group, and then the red, the experience group. Whole variety of cars in all of these groups. There's some KTM X-Bows here today, which are absolutely wicked. A ton of Cobras from a lot of Backdrafts, a handful of Factory 5s. All these groups are going to be very unique, very fun to watch on track, and we're about to check it out. So we've got Phil Panarisi here. Phil is a good buddy of ours. We've known Phil for a while, and he brought out his 911 GT3 today. Phil, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Out here with family and friends, enjoying this perfect weather and the GT3 that came from MOTORVAULT.
Yes, it did. We sold this car to Phil, what, about a year ago? Does that sound about right?
We've had it for 15 months now.
Awesome. So how do you like it? What's your favorite track you've run on, and what are you looking forward to most today with this car?
Well, mostly today just running with friends that we don't get to track together all the time. As far as that, the weather's great, the car's amazing, and not for sale.
I love it. That's a happy customer right there, and a happy track nut. Phil, have fun today.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it,
Yes,
pal.
thank you. We're with Scotty Rogers and his absolutely awesome 1969 Ford Mustang Boss 302 race car. The car looks absolutely fantastic. The color is brilliant, and it sounds fantastic. Scotty Rogers, tell me about the car.
Well, this car was driven by Richard Lloyd in the UK when it was brand new, and he campaigned that. He moved on to other cars. He ended up being a team manager in sports car racing, and so I've been lucky enough to be the next caretaker of this car, and it's a beast.
Well, it looks great. I could tell this car is a monster on track, and I'd imagine it has some unique driving characteristics.
Well, it likes to be thrown around. And as I think I mentioned, is that in a capable driver, it's a front runner. So it does okay for me. I really enjoy driving it, and it's visceral. It's kind of mean.
Awesome. Well, thank you for bringing the car out. We appreciate the history being carried on with this car, and obviously thank you for supporting MotorVault as you have for quite a while.
Oh, listen, MotorVault and also the Car Vault, my two favorite businesses.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it. We've got Gary Marsh with us, the owner of this awesome Backdraft Racing Roadster. And you've got more than just the connection to Backdraft and this car.
Correct.
First thing, I want to know about your car.
Yep.
And what you do for Backdraft in the community of Backdrafts.
So, bought this car in 2017, done some upgrades to it. Awesome car, has the original motor. I've upgraded the transmission, done some things to the rear end as well for limited slip. But really, just love driving it. I came here the first time 3 years ago and just fell in love with the MotorVault Invitational. And folks at MotorVault have been awesome, just fantastic. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. But yeah, I also run the Backdraft Owners Group Facebook page and also Backdraft Cars and Parts for sale on Facebook. So we try to use the social media to build really a global network and family of Backdraft owners.
Awesome. Well, first thing, we appreciate the support and thank you for what you do for the Backdraft community. It's very helpful from everyone, and obviously it's a great community.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun, and obviously I know you're having an absolute riot driving this thing this weekend.
This thing is a blast. The car, I mean, I can come out here on the racetrack, same tires I run on the street, same setup I run on the street, and I can drive it. I could drive it back home the 2.5, 3 hours from here after racing it. So it's just a great car. Needs a little, it needs some respect. It doesn't have the nanny devices that keep you out of trouble, so it's just you. But from a driver's perspective, I can't think of a better car to have out on a track.
I'd agree with that. Gary, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank
Have
you,
a
sir.
blast this weekend.
Thank you, and
Yes.
thank you again to MotorVault for hosting this. This is the third year, and it just keeps on growing, and I look forward to many, many more years here every year at the MotorVault Invitational.
That's the plan.
Thank you, sir.
Lightweight, great handling, sophistication where need be. That's Lotus. Neil's the owner of this car. Tell me about the car. Tell me about why you chose this weekend. And first off, how's the weekend going?
Yeah, the weekend is awesome. I don't think we could have gotten better weather. It's pretty great. Last time I came here, I didn't have anything to cover equipment with, so I was risking it if we had bad weather.
Yeah.
So we upgraded and I brought a tow vehicle.
There we go.
So a little more robust of a event for me. No, it's going great. The Lotus is a lot of fun. Not a ton of track time on it for myself, and so I'm learning some of the balance and messing with tire pressures. Trying to keep it pretty simple overall. It's largely stock, so it's a good time.
Keeping it simple in a simple car.
Yep.
That is a good way to go. It looks awesome. And I see you've definitely got a unique idea for paint protection, but hey, you know what? If it works, it works.
It is a track day specific item, according to Amazon.
According to Amazon. All right.
Yeah, it's okay. It looks awful.
With the rest of the car, I'll tell you what, that black paint, the gold wheels, the thing looks awesome. I always have loved the Lotus Elise since day one. When I was growing up as a kid, it was this or the Ferrari F430. I'm like, man, you know what? This has got a special little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I funny enough, I cross-shopped this with a Dodge Viper, and super similar, right? But they were both the cars on my wall as a kid, and so they were both just super special to me. And ultimately, I like lighter cars and simpler cars, but also I felt more comfortable giving this to a friend potentially to drive, and you know, obviously the tire cost is different as well.
Yes,
but yeah.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you for supporting MOTORVAULT, and thanks
absolutely.
for coming out, and hoping you're going to have a great rest of the weekend, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hardcore track car. This is what the KTM X-Bow is all about, and there's two of them here. These cars are wild, they are raw, they are ridiculously fast. Perfect car for Putnam Park, since this is a very, very technical, tight corner track, not super high speeds on straightaways. I love the carbon tub. I love the wheels. This thing is basically your at-home Le Mans prototype, just on a little bit of a smaller scale. Audi 4 cylinders in these, 6-speed manual. You can see the shocks exposed. I mean, this thing is as wild as you can get, and I love the fact there are two of them here at the MOTORVAULT Invitational. Full-blown race car. Ken is the owner of this one. It's the KTM X-Bow. I think these cars are brilliant, but I think you do even more than me, because this is yours. Tell me about it.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful machine. KTM, Austrian motorcycle manufacturer. This is their first attempt at making a track car. They've done a few more incarnations since then, the more, better, faster, but we're just having a blast out here with myself and then Michael with his X-Bow Limited, and just a beautiful day. Brian's done an amazing job of getting a great group of enthusiasts together to come out and play cars.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming out. Thanks for bringing these awesome cars. Absolutely. And then what is the biggest thing you're looking forward to for this entire weekend?
You know what? We years ago, we would see the Indy crowd come up to Blackhawk Farms, and always enjoyed that group. I was just glad to get back down here and see some old friends that I hadn't seen in probably 4, 5, 6 years. So great to see the camaraderie of the group still intact, and get back to be a part of it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming out, and have a blast today.
Absolutely. Good
Thank
to see
you. Well, today's going to be pretty fun. I'm going to be riding in the KTM X-Bow. Ken's going to be taking me out here within half an hour. It'll be some pretty high cornering downforce, and I'm super excited about it. I've only ridden in one thing even remotely similar. There's more crazy than this, which is a statement, a 2-seater Indy car, courtesy of Brian. But this is going to be a wild, wild fun experience. Fun part of the MOTORVAULT Invitational track weekend. Let's rock it. Alrighty, it's KTM time at Putnam Park Road Course. This is gonna get wild. This is feeling real. I'm loving the carbon. I'm loving the aero. Now it's just go time. Ken, let's get it, baby.
Alrighty.
Well, that was quite wicked. Ken knows how to put this car through the paces. Great lines. The cornering abilities of this car are ridiculous. It's so much fun. So this thing only weighs 1,700 pounds. And when you add in, 10-15% extra body weight to the car, it's going to be a little bit slower, but my God, was this thing fast. That was so much fun, Ken. That was an absolute treat.
Absolutely.
This is a way to get any person into cars and racing, is just put them in a passenger seat and just let it eat, man. No other way about it. Ken, thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Have a great day. You should have one too.
Yeah. Yes! A Porsche at a racetrack is always a great thing. And the 996, this version of the 911, I always think is very, very underappreciated. And I think the owner, Andy, might agree. Tell me about your car and how you're enjoying this weekend.
Oh, the weekend's awesome. I've had this car for 20 years. It's a 2003 C4S. My kids drove it. I drive it. It's the underappreciated Porsche for sure. It is a blast to drive. I'm instructing with this school. MOTORVAULT is putting on this school, and we're having a great time.
Awesome. Well, great to hear it. Again, thanks for bringing the car out, and thanks for being an instructor as well. And hope you're having a fun weekend overall.
Definitely.
And we're going to plan to do this for years and years to come. So obviously, awesome. Hey, he's going to be back.
I'll be back.
Yes. We found some Cobra enthusiasts and Cobra owners. Matt and Mary, the owner of this absolutely awesome Factory 5. They're out here at the MOTORVAULT Invitational. Tell me about the car. Tell me what you guys like doing with this car the most. And this is, you guys have been here each year, right?
Yeah. We've been here since they started. MOTORVAULT started this event, and this is our favorite track event. We got to make this one if we make any others. So thank you guys for hosting it. Factory 5 MK3, we built this on a budget just for day trips and then got into performance driving, so we've been doing that for 4 years now, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So we co-drive the car, we autocross the car, and we have a lot of fun.
Mary, how do you like driving it?
I love it. I didn't think I was going to like it, but the first time that engine revved up when I was sitting in it and everything was wiggling, I thought, this is awesome. And then I didn't want to autocross or drive it, but he really kind of, pressured me into trying it, and I was really slow at first, but then every lap, I was the only girl, every lap they kept giving me hints. You can go deeper, you can accelerate harder, and by the end of that day, I was hooked. Yeah. And what's really fun now, it's complicated to co-drive, but what's fun is we're both driving the same car. So it's not the car, it's the driver.
I love it. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming out. And I hope you guys have a blast this weekend. And the Cobra life, it's a fun one.
Oh, it definitely is.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. This is a familiar place for myself, being in a Backdraft. But this one is one I have never been in. This car was on the Faster Rally, and now it is at the MOTORVAULT Invitational. Kent's the owner. Kent, how you doing? And tell me about how your weekend's going so far in the Backdraft.
The weekend's going really good, and unfortunately the weather is fantastic out here. This is the third session today out on the track. It's been going very well, so each time it's got a little bit better. Actually had the opportunity this time to time myself around and found I was pretty consistent, as I went around.
Love to hear it. These cars are quite a fun experience, and I know you've had this one for a little over a year now. How's the ownership experience been?
Oh, the ownership experience has been fantastic. This particular car has a Coyote engine in it. I have absolutely zero issues with the car or the engine this entire year. It's been fantastic. I drive this car quite a bit, over 6,500 miles on it in over a year. And like you said, done a rally and then been out here a few times.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming out. Thank you for supporting MOTORVAULT, and hope you have a great rest of the weekend.
Right,
thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
MOTORVAULT Invitational, day 2. It's Sunday. It is a stunningly beautiful day in Indy during the summer, which you really don't get too often. Low 80s, high 70s, breeze. We've got race cars. We got all of our buddies out here running their cars. It's a fun day. I'll be actually getting my first track experience ever in a little bit, which is going to be awesome driving. But been able to ride in a couple great cars, been able to hang out with a lot of great people. Great buddies, see a bunch of the Backdrafts out here. It's hard to complain. Life's good. MOTORVAULT Invitational 2023, final day. We found a Corvette race car. I'm excited. I'm a Corvette guy. Brian's the owner of this one, and it is far from bone stock and probably far from street legal. Brian, tell me about the car and tell me what you're looking forward to today.
Yeah, well, I'm just looking forward to being out here really more than anything. It's a perfect weather. It's a great day. We've got a lot of safe, good drivers, some fast cars, and a lot of fun. And so we're just here to have a good time. This car is a 2005, as you said, bone stock vehicle that has just a few modifications. And so it's got a cage. We have a Crate LS3 motor. It's got a nice safe and secure transmission. We've got aftermarket belts, 6-point harnesses, and a fire system. It's had the electronics removed, and it's ready to go. It's a lot of fun.
It sounds good too, man. When you pull this thing off of the trailer this morning, it'll wake the soul, man. There's no question about it. Looks awesome. Have a blast today, and hopefully you have some good lap times and some good times with the people of MOTORVAULT and the Invitational.
We sure will. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Miami Blue GT3 RS. Oh my, is this pretty. John's the owner of this one. John, tell me about your car. Tell me why you're here this weekend. And tell me, I guess, the motivation behind the wrap, because I know what's underneath this, the wrap.
So, the motivation for the wrap is paint protection, but the matte just gave it this really cool color that I had never seen before, so I like the matte wrap. I would do it again. The car is brilliant. Like most people you're going to talk to today, there's way more car here than driver, but the car is brilliant. I mean, it's the GT3 RS to start out with is a great car. You don't even have to do anything to it, but I'm a guy, and guys always do stuff to their cars. So, of course, it's got racing brakes, and it's got an aero package from another club member. I'm a club member here at Putnam. Eric Hazen does the Veris stuff. So, the splitter, the bigger wing, the canards, it makes it even better. The aero gives you a little bit more downforce. again, you know, the car's caged a little bit. It's got a B-back pillar so I can get some straps on it. I'm a member here at Putnam, so I've done 1,000 laps on this track. The reason I'm here today is to support Brian because, you know, MOTORVAULT set this up and I couldn't make it last year, and I really like to support another club member. But as it turns out, even if that wasn't the reason, it's a really good event to come to because it's participant limited, which means you get more track time, and you get a safer track. So you can go faster on a safer track, more safely. So that's why I'm here today, to support MOTORVAULT.
Well, we appreciate it greatly. Thanks for bringing your car. It is properly pretty, and I know things got to be wicked fast. So have fun today. Thanks again for coming out, and we'll see you on track.
All right, thanks.
We've got Phil in his ZL1 1LE, the monster Camaro. I've always loved the look of these, especially in the Panda livery. So tell me about your car, tell me where you're from, and why you're here at this event.
I'm here with a few friends from St. Louis, and we were here last year and just had a blast. The limit on the number of drivers is phenomenal. The drivers are all courteous and attentive, and it's just a great it's a great weekend. The car is, it's a 2018 Camaro, about 650 horsepower, mostly stock except for tires and pads, and it's a blast.
Awesome. Well, I know these cars are special. They're great on track from what I understand. I hope you're having a blast on track, and again, thank you for coming back, and hopefully to see you for many years to come.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
We've got a first-timer at Putnam Park, Rich in his CT5 Blackwing. I love the car. The spec with the blue with the bronze wheels is stunning. Tell me about the car. Tell me how you heard about us, and tell me what you're looking forward to today.
Okay, the car 2023 CT5 Blackwing. Took me 24 months to get it, but went with the manual transmission, and it's an awesome car, man. Straight from the factory, 668 horsepower. You can't beat it, so it's great to get out there on the track. And actually, years ago, many years ago, a friend of mine bought a Viper, and he said he brought it out here. And I remember that from probably 10 years ago. And then your father, that's a great friend of mine, told me what you were doing, and I said, hey, I got to do this. So it's awesome to really see what your car can do because you read so much about it. I've watched dozens of videos, and it's got great reviews, so I'm just trying to see if I can come close to what those guys do on the track that I've watched.
Awesome. Well, enjoy today. Enjoy the car. Thank you for supporting MOTORVAULT, and hopefully we'll see you back for more.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Great time. Thanks.
I think we found the story of the weekend, and it comes from Gavin. The car he's in right now is not the car he started the weekend with. It's a 350Z now, but Gavin, tell me your story. Tell me what's happened. We got to hear about it.
So we wake up 4 a.m. Saturday morning, drive 2 hours here, so excited. First session, go out, bang, clutch blows up. We're devastated. It's about 9:30 a.m. Drive 2 hours home. Takes about 20 minutes to switch cars out on the trailer. 2 hours back, only missed 2 sessions. Got 3 sessions out of 5 out of the day. It's not that bad.
No, a tire car swap, getting out here, getting the trailering done, making sure he's ready to go. He's here, he's rocking, the Z is firing on all cylinders. And the car before was a Miata, correct?
Yeah, 93 spec Miata.
Well, you know how it is. True racers, they just go through with it. They figure it out, they get it done, and they find a way on track, and that's what Gavin's done. So kudos to you. Thanks for being a part of this weekend, and have a blast today.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Awesome, thank you.
Yep.
The M3 was on track, and we had a first-time rider in the M3, Sean Grove himself. Sean, how was it, man?
That was fantastic. What a ride.
V8 power, big wing. Oh, that has to be great. Now he's got a Cobra going by. So, is this getting you more and more into wanting to buy a race car?
Definitely.
Yes. The MOTORVAULT Invitational this year has been a blast, and one of the best sounding cars is this particular E92 M3 V8 Screaming Monster owned by Tyler McGinnity. And he was nice enough to not only give me a full blast 10/10ths ride in this thing, but actually took me out, gave me coaching, and let me drive this thing for an entire session. I can't be more thankful, but first things first, tell me about your car, tell me about the weekend, and what were your biggest takeaways?
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, first of all, you killed it in your session. I think for a first-time rookie, you were on it. So, super great weekend. Thanks for putting this on MOTORVAULT. It is nice because it's such a light crowd that it's basically just an open club member track day. But yeah, the M3 did great, old reliable. Just needs some tires and brakes and some gas, and that's about it. So, had a great time this weekend. Excited for next year.
And we'll be back. Tower, appreciate you. Thanks, man. The 2023 MOTORVAULT Invitational has been an absolute blast. So many great people, so many great cars. We'll be back next year. I don't really know how much this could have gotten any better. Everyone had a blast. Weather was great. I got to drive a car, hang out with buddies. No complaints. Life's good. We'll see you guys in 2024. Hell yeah.